Well, before we get into my backyard project, I wanted to show a little bit of drone footage of Ogden Canyon, me flying around. I've been looking for caves and different things through Ogden Canyon. So if you're interested in that, I'm going to make some more videos on that coming up. But for now, we're going to get into my backyard project. I get inspiration for what I want to do in my backyard from riverscapes. So here's kind of what I want my project to look like in the end. Give me a minute to press play. I drew this up in Chief Architect. I'm going to build a covered pavilion out of timber, and I'm going to have this grass over here. I'm going to have to get some sod and let this turn back around here. Looking back through the covered pavilion, I'm going to have some stuff there for my barbecue grill and a picnic table underneath. We got this mound of dirt. We're a planting area, and this pond where I'm going to have an aquascape and do the bowls and like a river that spills back into this pond area. So I'll let this kind of turn back around so you can get a view of the pavilion again in the grass area. It took me a while to kind of figure out what I wanted to do for my backyard. I've probably drawn this up at least 20 different times in different configurations, but this is what I'm going to stick with for my plans. So this is what I had to start with. Was my backyard was completely full of weeds. I needed to get my gutter drains going to the right place where the pond is going to be, so that's where I started off. Got the gutter drains buried, started digging the pond. Of course, I called blue stakes before I started any digging. Always call blue stakes before you dig. So by day 2, I had the hip shape of the pond kind of figured out. I needed to start clearing the rest of the weeds and level it off and get ready for some sod. So I also had to get my razor and use it kind of as a steamroller to mash everything down. Luckily, I just got it back from AD where it's been for a year, because it was under a warranty fix and it took them that long to get it back to me. So I wouldn't recommend Karl Malone ADS players. Anyways, I got the weeds pulled, I got the ground graded out, and things started, all the prep work started coming into place to get things ready for my sod. I also started laying out what my roof rafters would look like on the garage floor, just traced them in chalk. I wanted to make sure that my bird's mouth cuts and everything weren't notching too far in the wood. And yeah, I drew it on paper many times to make sure it's right, but I wanted to lay it down on the garage floor. I got myself some plans. I'm under 200 square foot, which I don't require a building permit where I'm at, but I still want to make sure shit's done right. So I made templates of my bird's mouths for the ridge beams and for the hip beams. I did a lot of prep work in my head before I even began digging. I have my wood schedule. I have what my concrete piers need to be. I detailed all that out. I'm going to do the sonotubes buried at 48-inch depth with 4 number 4 rebars and a Simpson post base. I really like these Simpson post bases. I've spec'd a lot of these as an engineer for different porches and patios, and they provide a lot of uplift. I went up to Malad, Idaho to purchase my sod from Davis Sod, drove it back down and had it down, and the next day had some help from some friends. My dog here wasn't much help, but this is what it looked like after we got that square of sod down. I needed to start prepping the area for drilling my sonotubes. So this is what the sod looked like coming back from the Idaho. Same kind of pictures, I just wanted to show it again. I got those posts buried now for those ties around as my border for the sod. Here's when I was laying out my string lines and everything to make sure that my sonotubes for my footings of the pavilion all line up, are square to the back of the fence. Here's looking down from my top bedroom down where those posts are going to go. Get a good overview of the whole yard, of how things are going to look. I've got this random shot of my dad welding. He had to fix something on his boat trailer, and he actually shouldn't be welding. He's got a pacemaker, but look at this guy. He's freaking, 64 years old now and laying down some good beads. I wanted to show that off. Use my laser level to double check and verify all my string lines and everything for my sonotubes are right. And then I got these sonotubes drilled and set, and I got them a little bit above a little bit above grade, just so that the posts start sitting in water. I got my number 4 rebars in there and ready for concrete to go in this week. So I'll have some more progress videos coming up, but I wanted to get one showing the initial progress of everything that's happening. Hopefully in the next 3 weeks, we'll have this going. So this is the start of when I got the gravel on the bottom of the Aquascape pond. And we're going to start plumbing this all up to be flowing here in the next week.